We're blown away. It is 6 a.m. and this is happening. Good morning, Iceland, from the western fjords. Out here we have gale force winds blowing everything around. It's a wonder.
Riley, are you outside now?
Not yet.
All right, today we're going to talk about the Kelty Salida 2. My buddy Riley, this is his tent, and he just got back from Iceland, and you put this thing to the test. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I was in Iceland for about 9 days, so that's 9 nights of camping in this. It's a 2-person tent. It's great, withstood the weather in Iceland, which is changing rapidly really well. And I'd say it's really good for about 1 person and a couple backpacks. 2 people might be a little bit cramped in here, but as you'll see a little later in the video, it really withstood the winds.
Okay, so I can kind of see that by your stakes that you stayed in some pretty rough area.
So we stayed in an area that was really hard ground, and essentially we didn't have hammers or anything, so we were taking rocks and pounding our stakes in. It was just in front of a lake full of pieces of glacier is really what it was.
Awesome.
But all kinds of places in Iceland, and this braved everything.
Yeah, let's talk about the windstorms. On your trip around Iceland, you guys went all the way around, but in the fjords, it apparently got really windy.
Yep. So in the fjords is where it got really windy, the West Fjord specifically. And we were spending the night kind of in a cove, and wind started to roll in, storm started to roll in. About 5 in the morning, I wake up, and the wind is pushing my tent in like this, right next to my face. And probably those 25 to 30 mile per hour winds. And there were other tents there, like an REI and North Face, and their poles broke, and this withstood it.
That's outstanding. Because when you look at the price point of, you know, a North Face or an REI, they're like $60 to $90 more than this.
Yep.
A little more affordable here, and it actually withstood.
Right.
Sometimes I think with the ultralights, you can push a little too far and make them a little too flimsy.
Absolutely.
So the main point of this video was to talk about how this held up to the elements, but I do want to talk about one feature, and that is the actual bottom. It's all waterproof and seam sealed, and it has that tub that comes up, as well as the taffeta for water that might splash in. Did you get wet?
Not at all.
No? Did it rain? I mean, tell us about that.
So Iceland is a pretty hard country, but don't be discouraged by the elements. It rained a lot, almost every night, but I didn't get wet at all. I mean, I had a great tent, I had a great crew of people going with me, and it was just a beautiful country. Absolutely worth the trip, absolutely worth camping every single night.
And we're gonna close with showing you some of the photos that Riley took on his trip. Thanks, man.
Good morning, Iceland. Today it's a sunny 1 degree Celsius with winds northwest, east, southwest, west, west, back west, and then east. And about 25, 26 miles per hour. They are